Hello and welcome to
Good for You.
Good for you, man. Good for you. Good for you.
Good for You, a podcast about the things we ghosted, the purchases that haunt us, and best products, services, and industry happenings in the wellness, well-being, and spiritual space. We're going to give you a healthy little dose of fun. We're going to talk about the things that are happening in pop culture, the ones that got away, the things in our cart that are haunting us or ghosting us, our strong opinions
that are loosely held. We like to call this the Grext.
The group text.
The group text in your ear. So come say hello. Join us in the audio Grext, where friends don't let friends get scammed.
Hey, Wallace.
Hey, what up? What up?
I'm really excited about today's guest because we have talked about Ness on the podcast before, and we're finally getting some of the answers that we hope to get about Ness, the credit card that gives you points when you indulge, maybe not even indulge, when you support your own well-being and wellness.
Yes, we talked about this with our lovely friend Lauren Haynes of Wooden Spoon Herbs. And I remember when she brought it up, you had heard of it. I hadn't heard of it. And right away I was like, I don't know. I'm skeptical of these. Because I feel like this has been a really interesting year for neobanks, fintech, yes. Whatever, crypto, all of this stuff. Like there seems to be a new card promising some new utopian future while spending every other month. So I was immediately like, I don't know about this, but okay, open to it, ready to be convinced. And it was really such a pleasure to speak to Derek because there is something that really translates through just the way that he shows up, definitely his intelligence, but like his vibe, let's be honest. Mm-hmm. He really seems like he knows exactly what he's doing, not only because he's been in this industry working in health and wellness for so long, but also because he's very clear on his like values and what he sees for the future. And he has kids. And I think that really helps. I'm always like, I trust you a little bit more that you are helping raise some kids right now.
It is kind of funny, isn't it? When someone's married, maybe, or has a long-term partner, and when they have kids, I'm like, okay, someone trusts you. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you and I have met so many tech people who've raised a lot of money. And I think at this point, we can probably both get a sense of, the type of people that we maybe don't want to hang out with, who we maybe don't super trust, who are really good at hyping up a product, right? And raising money, but maybe like don't put their whole bussy into what they believe in. And like, they're just in it for the cash and for, I don't know, the credentials. And I think Derek is cut from a different cloth. He's really cool, really smart. He started Greatist, a website that he ended up selling a couple years ago. And I love that he started from a place of wanting to understand health and wellness from a more scientific perspective, because I think that's sort of rare. It was sort of rare in the wellness space a couple years ago. And now potentially, if Ness becomes the big company, $1 billion company that they're trying to create, what they're doing effectively is sort of categorizing what is considered well-being and wellness and contributes to your health and what potentially doesn't. And we talk a lot about that in this episode, amongst many other things. It's really fun. I think you guys are going to love it. And I honestly, I'm like, let's add this credit card to my giant wallet of credit cards. Like, I can't wait to get my Ness card.
I was just about to be like, but spoiler alert, Starbucks did not make it onto the points.
Not yet, but you know what? They might. Who knows? They might be convinced.
Well, yeah, it's interesting to also hear Derek talk about who makes it, why they make it, and who doesn't. And, we got to drag Starbucks a little bit, but hey.
Wait, can I have a side tangent very quickly with a Starbucks Sex Unique scam?
Please.
But from a consumer perspective? Okay. So personally, I'm a fan of Starbucks. Love it. Love them.
No.
Huge fan. Yep, huge fan. And you get stars if you have the Starbucks app. So you get like 50 stars, 25 stars, whatever. Okay. If you want to get a free coffee, like pretty much every day for the rest of your life using your stars.
Stars, like from the Cash App or their own system?
From their own system, the Starbucks app.
Okay, because the Cash App stars, I'm fully like indoctrinated into that game. Like I now only go to places that give me stars now.
Whoa. Okay. I don't even have the Cash App. Okay. So with the Starbucks app, you can get free stuff, right? Based on your stars. So there are different, like if you get a latte, that's like 125 stars or something, right? So if you have 125 stars, you can redeem them, get a free latte. All right. You can get a cafe misto and put anything you want in it. You could do 5 shots of espresso. You can do pumpkin syrup. You can do whipped cream. You can make it anything you want, grande. And it's only 50 stars because it's a cafe misto. It's amazing. It's the best hack of all time because you can get like an $8 drink for free. And it only costs 50 stars. So that is my Starbucks hack for anyone out there who's looking to get a crazy drink for free if you have 50 stars on the Starbucks app.
Oh, okay. That is a good hack.
Right?
But yeah, that's interesting. I don't have a hack for the Cash App stars. I mean, I'm suspicious of all of these because I'm like, there's no way that we're at a disadvantage. Either way, we're spending more money.
100%.
There's no way that we are the winners here.
But what are the Cash App stars? I don't have Cash App.
Well, you don't even need to have Cash App. I guess you do need an account connected to your phone number. But basically, because Square bought Cash App, everywhere where you see a Square
checkout?
Yeah. What are those things called? I forget.
iPad.
Yeah, truly. Wherever you see a Square iPad, basically the hint is they're using Square, therefore they're using Cash App, therefore you get stars and you can check in. And it's their reward system for you going there. And it's probably similar to Starbucks. Like you spend a certain amount of money, you get a certain amount of copper moons is what they call them at.
Yes, at Moon Juice.
Mm-hmm. And so people have different names for them, but mostly they're just stars. And I don't know, I've gone to enough, I feel like, coffee shops where a free matcha, I will take it. And then it has really affected me thinking like, well, if my money isn't going to go towards more stars, why would I go to this cafe?
Yeah, it's like the original stamp card.
Exactly. Except for now that it's connected to your phone, you don't forget to take it out of your wallet and get it stamped so that you're not missing your free massage, which I would never get a free massage because I would always forget it. Now it's just connected.
Brilliant.
So I appreciate it.
Thank you, technology.
Thank you, technology. And this is a great lead in to Ness because this is exactly what Ness, Derek's company, is trying to do. They're trying to reward us for spending on health and wellness to encourage more of that. And if you're already spending in that category anyways, why not be rewarded for that? So we will let Derek pitch you on it, but we're really excited for the beta. It's supposed to be coming out soon. We're on the wait list. If you're not on the wait list, you can get on it.
And I mean, Derek has access to some pretty sexy, unique scams being behind this company for a while. So he's going to reveal what's in his haunted cart, some sexy, unique scams, tell us a little bit more about Ness. He's great. You're going to love him. So without further ado, here's Derek. Like we're warmed up now because we all trauma bonded over that.
Yeah.
That is my favorite way to bond.
Like
or
any good
or is it the only way to bond?
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going to say, like, that's very startup of you. Very startup
Yeah, you
culture
think
of
it's
you.
about like shared identities and about, like liking the same hobbies. You're wrong. It's about shared trauma.
That's it. That's what a real culture fit is.
And that's why we're so focused on building a culture that enables shared trauma. No, that is the complete opposite of what we're trying to do.
Well, we're besties now by that.
Yeah,
That's
there
right.
you go. By
I'm
that
glad.
model.
It's so nice to finally meet you. I've known Sarah for a really long time, probably like 10 years. And I remember she was telling me about your daily Google Doc routine. I don't know if you still do this, but it was like your itinerary of the day. And she was like, my friend Derek does this. And he's the most successful person I know.
Well, first, I've known Sarah for longer than you because we went to middle school.
You have.
high
It's
school
not
together.
a competition, but
in this case, And I do actually every single day. I know I do it in Evernote, but I have a completely insane agenda for my day every single day where I plan and prep everything out and know both of your life stories. And so that I can go into every room and trick myself into feeling like I'm in some semblance of control. It's obviously like just an ego thing. I'm not fully sure why I do it, but it brings me comfort. So I've committed to it profoundly.
Wow, that's cool. Okay, I'm like, what's your astrology?
like,
Are
we
you
need
a
the
Scorpio or a
details.
Capricorn or what's
You'll
your
never
deal?
guess.
Are you a
It's a
Pisces?
Leo.
Oh, you're
I'm definitely, yeah. You don't know. Yeah, I'm definitely a very much, I'm like a very organized Leo.
You know,
Mm.
Leos don't have to be unorganized, but they're the sun, man. You're just like, you just love to shine. I love that for you.
That's me. I'm trying to shine. Yes.
And now that we've officially
Wait,
met,
I feel like I should know your astrological signs, but that was not in my agenda, unfortunately.
yeah, seriously, didn't
One of you is
Oh.
definitely a Virgo, and one of you is, I actually called someone a Cancer, but I meant it as like, you're probably a Cancer. And they were like, oh,
as in like you're toxic, because I love to
that's
tell
not
people
what
like you're a Cancer in this
what
organization.
I meant. That's not what I meant, but it's
That's the kind
definitely
of
how it
direct
sounded.
feedback that you work on. Yeah.
Shared trauma. You're all Cancers. Yeah.
Clear is kind. Let's just get to the bottom of this.
Jeez. This is like the complete opposite of how I try to have a culture, but I'm glad we're starting in a terrible place so that we can come up above all that
Yes.
noise.
You like to put the bar on the floor, maybe
Yeah.
in like subterranean.
The
you know,
floor is very low and the ceiling is hard to reach. Yeah.
Well, for our lovely listeners out there who do not know about your wonderful company, can you tell us about the Ness and what the Ness does?
Yeah, well, Ness has been talked about based on how many times I've heard your podcast every time, which I just love that y'all are always talking about Ness.
Basically obsessed.
Yeah, at Ness, we're building the next great credit card company, and we're doing it health first, not travel first. And so the idea is we've kind of built an entirely different way to think about your credit cards, where we reward you for spending on the right stuff and doing the right healthy activities with more healthy stuff and healthy activities. And so that's the kind of idea in a very simple sense. And we're launching our first card at the end of the year, which we're very excited about. It'll be a big premium card competing with Chase Sapphire Reserve.
Wow.
Okay.
I have that
And
one.
yeah,
I can't wait to get another credit card.
Well, have I got the credit card for you? And we're really excited about it, working with an amazing set of brands. And we have an amazing just experience that drives healthy actions, which is sort of our ultimate mission. And we're hoping to launch a whole series of consumer cards at sort of increasingly accessible price points. Our first one will not be very accessible at $3.99, but the vision and my personal mission has always been around making it so that everyone can afford to be healthy. And so that's the long-term vision. We're hoping this is our wedge into both getting everyone cheaper wellness, but also ultimately we want to sell people health insurance that'll actually pay for their wellness. So that's the kind of crazy long-term idea and what we're going after. But first we got to build a credit card company and, we'll get
No
there.
small change.
Yeah.
Yes, it is very ambitious. And I'm a Leo. So what am I going to be? Not ambitious?
I embrace your Leo ambition and I love it. Also, I just have to say, you raised a shit ton of money for a seed round.
Yeah.
How are you doing emotionally, spiritually? Are you well? There's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure. Yeah. I mean, it is true. It is true. Raising a lot of money does put a lot of pressure on you. I believe you've been at companies that have raised more money, and that's maybe led to more pressure. We're taking a big swing. Not everyone actually wants to take a very big swing when it comes to building a business. I learned from my first company, we effectively ended up being a second base hit. I don't fully understand sports ball, but I understand that that's halfway. There came a point at which we sort of, our ambitions shifted and it was more about getting on base. And I learned that if you're playing the game of venture capital, you should take wild swings to hit a home run. And so we are absolutely doing that. We're going to build either the Amex competitor or we're going to build nothing. And that is not, I don't recommend that for most people. That is definitely not, frankly, probably the smart way to build most businesses. But in this case, to make the difference I want to make, I think it's the only way in. So that's why we raised all that money. And we're going to raise a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, you have to.
Yeah,
you
that's
can't
the
raise
game.
less.
Right.
Yeah, that's part of it. I mean, you're setting yourself up for $100 billion valuation, not
From your mouth to, I don't know, some venture capitalist lips or something. That's the
Well,
right
actually, I
ears.
have a
Sounds
direct
like.
line to God. It's really from my lips to God's ears. So it's
Because
all good.
God is a partner at Andreessen, right? So
And a
that makes
woman.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously.
Just writing checks to
Alanis
other...
Morissette, I thought was God. Is that wrong?
I mean, apparently, according to Andreessen, it's Adam Newman. So you never know.
Yeah.
Yikes. My entrepreneur icon. There he is.
Yeah. WeWork is doing great.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if anyone's really thought about just reframing them as like, it's not just a co-working space, but it's actually like way more, it's
like a lifestyle maybe, or like maybe
not, I wouldn't even say
family?
just a lifestyle. I would say it's like a whole new redefinition of life itself. Yeah. I just think,
just a new way to live.
Yeah. It's a nice co-working space.
We're fans of Second Home. I don't know if you've heard of it. Actually, you should, because this is in your space, but it's a wellness focused co-working space.
Where?
in
New York?
London, Portugal, and LA. And
Lisbon.
They're incredible.
They're opening in New York, actually. I did manage to get that info.
When do they come to Austin is the real question.
Oh, is that where you guys
Austin,
are based?
Texas? That is where I am based.
I've never heard of Austin, Texas. I'm actually not familiar.
It's kind of like the LA of Texas,
Wow,
in that
really?
everyone who lives in LA moved here.
I've heard it's like really weird, right?
Well, you got to keep it weird. It's the key. We've actually moved a couple years ago, along with all of LA and San Francisco, and we love it. And I want a second home. Stat. Also, great name. Love the name.
Really?
I know of about a bunch of the wellness co-working spaces, but I haven't heard of that one. That sounds like the one.
It's cool.
It is.
We went on a vast hunt in LA for a co-working space that didn't give us depression, and it was really hard to find one. And Second Home was basically the only one that existed. So
right, and it's cheap too, right? I'm sure.
It's so cheap,
so affordable,
just like all these co-working spaces. Yeah.
Wellness,
but
wellness is pricey.
We could put it on our Nest credit card. We could get some points.
That's what I love to hear.
And then,
sounds like a good partnership for the Nest card.
So how do you determine what is healthy? And
you'd never ask.
I'm just dying to know.
Oh, so the short answer is very broadly. One of our co-founders is a double board certified psychiatrist. Her name is Dr. Christina Gerdes. She's fierce and amazing. And she helped us shape the earliest sort of definition of what healthy means and how that applies to kind of our various categories. And so included in those categories are things like self-care and restoration. It includes obviously healthcare. And of course, it includes like moving and eating. But we have a pretty broad definition. Like if you get a mani-pedi, we'll give you points. If you go to Whole Foods, we'll give you points. All groceries are included. If the obvious ones, like, you like go get healthy food, that makes sense. Chipotle is on the list, I believe. There's some debate over that, but we ended up going with it. Then the ones that have been the toughest actually is around coffee shops and apparel. Like what apparel and coffee shops are healthy. And so we come up with very like specific, we like go over it. We come up with very specific sort of beliefs, and we'll publish all those beliefs when the card is public. And each one of those says, like the coffee shop has to be focused not on like frappuccinos or like, sugar-based like beverages. Nothing wrong against one on occasion, but more on sort of espresso-based drinks. And the apparel has to have a certain mission, right, where they're actually legitimately like interested in actually making a good, healthy change in the world. But it is hard. And the wellness, I think now is, 10 years ago when I started Greatist, which is my last company, like wellness was very different, and it didn't have quite the same like shine as it does today, right? Like it's not just enough to say, oh, also we're healthy. And so it was a little easier. Now it's a little trickier. Like people are just creating like wellness brands that they, like rebrand chocolate with. So
Starbucks got a hard pass, I'm assuming.
Yeah, seriously.
Look, I love Starbucks, but it does not generate points on Ness, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Not healthy points, at least.
We have a thesis at Holisticism that wellness is actually sort of dead, like that it was a pseudo event, and that because it's become in the last couple of years, which I think is a good thing, more holistic, like everything contributes to our well-being. The category has sort of like split off and changed and sort of gotten a little, I don't know, diluted, I guess, or opaque.
Hard to agree.
Because anything can be wellness. Anything can contribute to your well-being. Like a great bottle of wine shared with friends can contribute to your well-being. So I imagine trying to make those hard delineations that might even feel prescriptive can be really challenging.
It's really hard, which is why we bring in like, you know, like actual like experts and practitioners to help guide that. But at Greatist, this was one of our biggest debates, was what is healthy? And there was a period where we were just celebrating like healthy choices, right? So like the idea being it's just like healthier choice at a time, sort of. But it's really tough, to your point, right? I used to have always this debate about the donut, which is like, is a donut healthy? And the answer is like, it's so rarely about the what, but it's about the why. And I could give you a place in which, right, like I just, I don't know, ran a triathlon and I love donuts and like I would love a donut, you know, or even like I had something happen and I am not like eating my grief, but I'm actually like treating myself in like an appropriate way. Those are both like healthy examples where a donut is healthy. Is a donut healthy on its own? I mean, like there are less healthy things, but like there are also more unhealthy things. So it's really tricky.
Totally.
It's like one of the hardest things to define, I think, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't try to define it and help guide people, which is what's hard. If you just assume it's all like, none of it matters, because some of it does matter, right?
Yeah, I think it goes back to like a person's mindset and relationship. And ideally, like it sounds like that's what you all are trying to do, is make people think about their choices and
reward and incentivize the right ones, which like in the hopes that it will drive more good things and more of like the other spend towards that effectively, right? Like that's our kind of like, we think that's one of the unique ways that we're approaching this, but we think of it in this like really holistic way, which few people do. Most people, when they think of health and wellness, think of not holisticism, I understand, but like eating salad and like running a lot. That's still generally true how people perceive it. But like crystals can be wellness if, you know, you believe that they make a difference for you.
Yeah. And good for you. We think like consumption can sometimes be wellness in a way, the way that we consume and what we think about, and also like how we basically confirm our identity through what we buy or don't buy. All of that contributes to our well-being in some way if we think about it. So it's a little
so
murky.
True. It's murky, but that's also why we can have podcasts and companies exploring it.
How do you guys keep up with all the trends and like the emerging markets that are happening within the sort of like adjacent or just like ballooned wellness space? I'm thinking about like non-alcoholic beverages or even low alcohol beverages. Like, how do you manage to keep up with that? And how do you think you're going to project to keep up with that?
I mean, the short answer is like, it's impossible to keep up with all of it, but I'd like to think we should be able to do it better than most. The two things we're doing right now, we have a publication called The Nessie, like Ness, Loch Ness.
We get the email. We subscribe.
So we've got the email. That's Nessie sightings. So that's like the cutting edge. So our unbelievable, like one of the best editors I've ever worked with, Melanie, is the one sort of like curating and finding a lot of that stuff. And increasingly our community sends us the stuff too. And so that helps us kind of be on like the front lines. Then we've got this publication that does like more really in-depth sort of wire cutter style reviews. So we can actually like go through all the options and recommend kind of like our like best hits sort of for what you should do.
And get that SEO.
And that's all about that SEO. And we've actually been growing really nicely and good because like we're doing really in-depth objective reviews, which like is important, I think, when you're trying to find things like the best booty band, which is currently ranking for us, is not something I've ever searched for myself, but well, I mean, except professionally, I swear. But yeah, and so we see it as like we're putting content out there in the world to help guide people, and people who want to be guided in this way, discovering the newest stuff or finding the best, maybe will have some interest in a credit card that rewards them when they purchase any of that stuff. And then as we gather and sort of like learn about what people are spending on, we can also learn from those trends too. Like we have a rewards app we launched about 6 months ago it's an invite only rewards app, which really means that we just like are giving points for free away. So like we didn't want to, just hemorrhage cash, as we discussed, the burden of raising a lot of money. But so like we have $50 million that's been spent in this app from just this 4,000 people and a wait list of 40,000 trying to get in. But like 4,000 people spent $50 million in this app, and we've learned a lot from their spending. So when we see something we haven't seen before, we like look into it, right? And you'd imagine with our card members, as they request points to things we've never heard of, we'll be able to keep up with some of the like kind of newer, cooler stuff. But it's hard, and everything is wellness, right? And nothing is wellness.
Exactly. What's
Bing, bang, boom.
What's been the most interesting thing that's popped up that surprised you all on the app that people are like frothing over?
People really want coffee shops to be healthy. That's like,
You're like,
Yes.
God damn it, make this frappuccino worth it.
yeah, one of our members requests, we have like a thing that if we haven't given you points, you can like request a healthy points, and we will, and you have to pick the category. And so this one user continues to the same
One
coffee
user.
shop constantly request the same one and just switch up the categories as if like we have 1,000-person team is like looking at these things and they'll be confused. It's like,
They're like,
no.
this time it's gonna work.
Yeah, I know.
Persistence is key.
I will say people really want to justify their actions.
Yes,
That's
yes.
Yeah.
healthy,
Mhm.
or get validation for them.
Yeah. What about like do you see a lot of like CBD and like weed shops, stuff like that people are trying to sort of put into the category of wellness?
Yeah, and I think we've given up on that, and we just say yes.
I mean,
I don't know how I
feel like it is.
personally feel about CBD, but fine. Yeah, whatever.
A lot of people seem to get relief from it, whether it is
Yeah, exactly.
placebo. It's
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like, but where do you draw the line on the placebo thing?
right.
You know, like whether crystals are real or not, like the
Mhm.
impact is real that people feel. And so
Yeah.
like, great by me, right? Like I'm not gonna fight that, you know, like Greatist was so heavily science-based. Here a little bit it's like science shaped, but also like consumer perception.
Consumer
and
driven.
it does matter, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, like if everyone thinks Jamba Juice is healthy, right? Like, should we take a look at Jamba Juice? And the
Mhm.
answer is like Jamba Juice ain't healthy, but like, is Juice Press healthy?
I was
Right.
gonna say,
Fine
and
line.
if you live in a, let's say, a place that's not a food desert, but
And that's like
doesn't
the only
have-
option you have.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
the
worked
only
at-
thing. Yeah, totally.
I worked at Thrive Market when it was first getting started, and that was
Mhm.
a big thing that we would talk about often is like, okay, someone's ordering chips, for their free. We would do 1-for-1 memberships, and someone's ordering chips and like macaroni and cheese, and should we like create boundaries for what they can order for free? And it's like, well, no, at least they're choosing something better than Kraft macaroni and cheese, right? And like
Yeah,
talked about
Annie's
earlier.
so
Yeah.
much healthier.
Anyways.
Right. I mean, the
Sure.
branding.
I know. It's funny. Like I have a 1.5-year-old daughter now. Her name is Isla. She's perfect.
Oh,
And like,
congratulations.
thank you.
I'm about to give birth in like 2 weeks.
Literally about to pop.
Yeah.
congrats. You're
Thank you.
first, second,
First.
40,
no.
fourth. Oh, first. Okay.
Well, wait, how old do you think I am?
I don't know. I just want to
Never
make sure I
know.
didn't presume. Okay. So first daughter, son, do you know?
Son, yeah. We're having a
So
boy.
fun. Exciting.
Yeah.
Well,
Little
you're going to love
scary.
it. I mean, not all parts of it are you going to love, is my guess, but most of it is amazing. And I, at least from my perspective, which is one perspective, but yeah, we've loved it so much that we're doing it again. My wife is also pregnant with our second daughter,
Congratulations.
and who's due at the end of this year, not in a couple of weeks. But
Aw.
it's a real what I was going to say. Besides, that's so exciting. Congrats! Is that wait till you see all the healthy stuff for kids.
Oh, that's cool.
Dude.
And it's just
Yeah.
like full of lies, right?
Yeah.
And yet it's like it's healthy for kids, no sugar. And then I look at it and I'm like, oh, aspartame. You mean fake sugar? Like that feels the wrong direction for my child. But then if you keep sugar away from your kids, like they might develop a complex. And so it's like really
Right.
tricky. It's like a new filter in some ways on all this stuff. And my daughter isn't old enough to like also judge me on what I eat. So like, I don't know how she's going to judge the Sour Patch Kids nights,
Mm. What do you feel like the experience now of having a kid and also witnessing women's health throughout this process of
It's
carrying,
a
giving birth?
profound and terrible shit show. And
Yeah.
I can't believe women exist. Like, it's like, like so unbelievable. My wife is so cool and does everything. And like, I don't understand. Like, I just genuinely don't get how anyone can birth a human body and then like a few months later be like, now I'm going to take care of that kid and go back to school and
Right.
like deal with all your shit. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
If you don't come out of that process as a partner in like
Mhm.
awe, you are not paying attention. Like, that's unbelievable. Yeah. And I was already in awe of my wife. I'll be totally honest, but definitely the kid thing's crazy.
Does it
And amazing.
affect how you think about, you were talking about the future plans of Ness around healthcare? How has that informed your like big picture vision for what you would like to see in that kind of realm?
It's a great question. I worry about all these like little things now with the baby, right? Like, is she going to adapt to the bed or whatever? But I think I'd be lying if I told you I've spent enough time really considering like what the future looks like. I do think we are in a particularly like weird moment in our history where like NBA players are talking about like anti-Semitic documentaries and feeling defensive that people are asking them about it. Like, I just feel like we're in this like very bizarre moment in life where certain like opinions have been emboldened. And so I worry. I mean, you can't change everything. And so I try very hard to like, I feel very blessed to have learned at an early moment in my life, like what I think I'm here to do. And I will say that having a baby has shaped that in some ways, right? Maybe expanded that. But I definitely felt from a very early moment that this health thing is where I want to play. Like, and I think the opportunity to make health like more accessible for people and more affordable now, which is a part of accessibility, of course, is so crucial. Like, Greatist was really about talking about health in a healthier way. I grew up a big kid, and I felt like everything was for like people with six-pack abs already and Gwyneth Paltrow, and nothing was for people who like didn't and weren't. And really the things that were out there were trying to take advantage of people who didn't and weren't. And so there was like nothing in between, it felt to me, that like depicted real people just trying and like celebrated people and they just got better and like empowered them to improve. And so that was like the belief behind Greatist. But after we sold Greatist in 2019, I just like couldn't shake this notion that no matter how friendly and accessible you make health and wellness, it's expensive as hell, you know? And why is it so expensive? And, there's a lot of reasons, but like, shouldn't someone help us like afford it as a people, given people have never wanted it more and experts have never agreed it's more important? And so that's what like really drove me to start this company. And like, will we change the world in this way that I'm hoping? I hope, hopefully. But I do think making an impact definitely takes on a new meaning when it's not just for your own like selfish ambition, and is also about making a difference in the world for like your future family. Like, that's so crazy.
I mean, word, everything you said. I mean, and to take it even a little further, I just also wonder a lot about consumption and the sort of like consumption that goes along with the wellness world.
Yeah.
And how that's so pushed on us. And obviously what you guys
it's hard
doing,
when we're launching a credit card, by the way.
Yeah,
Sorry to interrupt, but like that is so top
that's
of
what
mind.
I'm getting out. Yeah.
You think about it a lot. Like, we don't want to just reward people for spending more. Like, what kind of what's the point of that? And so, we think like spending on better stuff or spending better makes sense. But yeah, we worry about a lot. I will say, when we did our consumer research, the number one thing people wanted us to help them with was discovery of new products and services. Like, it is like people are craving new things. We are consumers. Like, I don't know whether it's just like a human thing, like that we just like want to find new things and discover them. It was just chasing novelty.
100%. I forget who said it. It was probably Scott Galloway or somebody kind of like that, who said like Google, Apple, Amazon, they're really fulfilling a lot of our basic human instincts. And usually that falls in line with Amazon and Apple when it's like search for, or Google search for novelty or quest for knowledge in general. So I think that curation and discovery is never going to go out. And I think as the internet becomes increasingly niche and complex and kind of like siloed and bifurcated in different ways, that will always be something people will look for, I think.
It's really interesting to me, like how much has changed in the last 10 years around like who's doing the curating. So Greatist was basically like among the last broad mainstream brands, basically in health. And that really hurt us because essentially, like, who do you want to learn from? Again, look, I think I'm very proud of the brand we built and the role we played. And I feel like we presented a much healthier alternative to like the women's health and men's health and self and shape of the world, But like, when it comes down to it, we could never really super serve anyone. We were never really talking in your voice. There's probably someone on the internet in influencer form that speaks better to you. And so as more and more brands started to work with influencers instead of us, I kind of was like, I get it. I kind of was like, I understand, because the influencers actually have influence, and it's because the internet's just gotten so loud and there's so much noise. And so the curation now, if I can choose who curates stuff for me, I want the person who speaks to me the best, right? And so that's something that, like, you know, we at Ness obviously are handling in a different way. We're not trying to be an influencer, but it's like, it's something I think about a lot. It's like, where does the influencer thing end? And I think the answer is like, there is no end. Like, it's just like, that's actually how we're like using the internet essentially to replicate something that's existed for a very long time. And if anything, it's actually letting like more diverse voices and perspectives and opinions shine through. I don't always agree with some of those opinions and perspectives. And so you'd hope that there's some check on that. I don't know. It's hard. You don't want to place too much of a check on it. And who gets to make the checks?
I think it's been the democratizing of celebrity in so many ways. Like, that's how I see influencers in many ways. It's not really anything new.
And about time.
Yeah. And it makes it, I don't know, you see the really ugly parts of the internet, but it's a way to see a little bit more of culture and what's going on through that. Is partnering with influencers a big part of your launch strategy? Is that something that you guys are taking?
Yeah.
You're like, yes, what else is there?
Yes. Huge.
Yeah, seriously.
Seriously. I like winning games and so I try to play the games that I can win.
Yeah.
And like, we're not going to win against Amex and Chase in, you know, paid search and social. Honestly, I don't think anyone really wins in paid search and social anymore.
Yeah.
But influencers, you know, who love our message. And we did a bunch of tests on that earlier this year with that app I mentioned, and it went tremendously well. And the concern, right, is that you have all these people like hawking detox tea. And so like, what do you do with that? Really, the FCC is going to like levy fines? Like, that's not the solution. So is it the platform's job? I don't know. Is it the consumer's job to know better? That's tough, you know. And so that's that's hard when you lose these, like, you know, like something to lose brands that are trying to appeal to more people. They have to play it more safe. They have to like check things and verify them. Mostly turns out they were all just paid for and sponsored, but fine. Like, we didn't know that. Like, so, you know, now you're talking about these influencers who are also paid for and sponsored often, but like, I worry about sometimes like the science, the truth.
Well, I mean, again, that's also something that's not necessarily new too. If you look at the history of even just the written word and newspaper, like fake news, not that it isn't an issue right now, but it has been something we've been trying to grapple with since the beginning of distributed media. So it's a complicated situation. But speaking of hawking, we really want to get to our sexy, unique scam segment.
They've done studies, you know, 60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Yes, I'm ready for the scammer stand.
Okay, great. Yes. So
I also have a haunted card. I came prepared.
Yes.
Oh my God. Wait, well, so what is your sexy, unique scam?
The big one for me is healthy foods, basically. Just, okay. Like,
okay, just like small one.
pseudo healthy foods.
Okay, let's
because
hear it.
Like, I love Magic Spoon, this like healthy protein cereal.
We're familiar. Yep.
Yeah.
And like, I will say that probably my biggest claim to fame is I convinced the founder of Magic Spoon not to call them discos, because I told him people would call them disgusting, and he never could get that out of his head.
Yeah.
Because they're little disco balls.
Yep.
I'm with you.
So you're welcome, society. But like, I love it. And I know that it is healthier than the alternative, but like, I haven't eaten cereal since I was 12 years old, you know?
Yeah.
And so I have this like very mixed emotion about like healthy granola. Like, I would never eat granola, but I love healthy granola, but healthy granola is not healthy. So I really struggle with it. Even athletic brewing, which I like a lot. Like, recently I've been getting into, this is like the no alcohol beer, the only like one that's I think really any good. And it's like, I'm just drinking calories for like a slightly less good beer. Like, why? You know?
Why is like alcohol the bad thing necessarily? Like the thing that we've vilified?
Yeah.
It's so bizarre, right?
Caloric intake, or like, why do either of them need to be vilified? Period.
Yeah, and there's like the thing that I keep coming back to is like a lot of people's frustration with health is that it keeps going back and forth. Eggs are bad for me, eggs are not bad for me, And it's like, look, we learn new information and we apply it as best we can. We thought sugar was the problem, right? We thought fat was the problem, so we took fat out of everything. And then it turns out maybe sugar is worse. So now we're taking everything is keto, And then now like the next big one I think is going to be seed oils. That's definitely like the next.
Oh, yes.
That's definitely like the next one.
Influencers hate seed oils.
Right? Oh yeah. And so like, but I think there's some like interesting, like it's pretty compelling evidence, honestly, but seed oil is in everything. And so now we're going to get like no seed oil companies,
Yeah.
And the problem is like, whenever you take something out, you have to put something back in.
Right. And I always think with healthy foods, I'm like, how much processing went into this thing? Because the processing is what freaks me out. Like
a lot.
I don't know if I want that.
But it's keto friendly. So who cares?
Yes,
right?
My husband is keto he has a brain tumor. So he follows a keto diet for health purposes. And he's obsessed with the cereal called Catalina Crunch. It's kind of like Magic Spoon.
Yeah.
I swear to God, like half of our monthly budget goes to fucking Catalina Crunch. He goes through like a bag every 2 days. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I know it doesn't have sugar in it, but it can't
what
be
else is
good
in
for
there?
you.
It's hard. Again, that's something I think a lot about with the kiddo, right? And like how, like, I think we're cool parents. Like, we're not obsessing over everything, right? I don't think that like helps. But at the same time, I'm like, this like processed cheese stick we're giving her, like, what is happening with this?
You're like, what is this? Potato oil?
Why has it been sitting there for 3 weeks without like rotting in any way, shape, or form?
That's why cow's milk is back.
Yeah.
Cow's milk is back. It's true.
With a vengeance.
Sorry, lactose intolerant people.
You're screwed.
Yeah.
Cool kids are drinking whole milk.
Oat milk is like an amazing brand study in like wellness. It's so fascinating. It was like people were kind of like stepping away from dairy. Here comes oat milk. It has oat in the name. It's like terrible for you, but like
it's
it
so
is
bad for you.
It has delicious.
Rapeseed oil.
Like, who are we kidding?
Oh, it's delicious.
It's so good.
Okay, so that's a great category. You're just like, bam.
But ultimately, do you stan or do you feel scammed by it?
No, I stand so hardcore. I'm like, is that healthy? I should try it for professional reasons.
Right now, for me, it's like, is this monk fruit thing gonna taste like that monk fruit sweetened thing? That's
the answer always is yes with monk fruit.
Always.
Always.
It's always the same.
That's the worst flavor ever.
But for me right now, it's better than stevia.
Yeah, stevia. You can smell from a mile away, man.
It's stevia, the stevia stuff. Yeah,
obviously.
Allulose is the future, right?
Allulose.
Yeah. That's what Magic is in Magic Spoon. Yeah.
Right.
It's now starting to pop up and everything.
Isn't that the one that has fiber? It has fiber that goes along with it.
Oh, it makes you shit. It's like
it's poop cereal. That's what we're talking about.
Good.
Yeah.
Just like Olipop is poop
Olipop is the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, that's I did not know that.
Yeah, if
I
you
will,
just be careful. Remember,
Olipop makes you pop. Is that what you said?
Makes you poop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ollie poop. I love it.
Ollie poop. True. I mean, tastes great though.
Worth the GI distress. So on that note, haunted cart.
I have one thing that's like a genuine, truly just want, but it's too expensive for me to pull the trigger, which is a
perfect haunted thing. Yeah, that's just spooky.
It's a VersaClimber.
Okay.
Do y'all know what a VersaClimber is?
I do. Yeah.
No.
Why do you want that?
Okay, so I have a very bad back.
Yeah.
Classic dad thing to say, I know. But I really, really genuinely have a terrible back. My dad has a bad back. My mom had a bad back. It's embarrassing. So impact-driven exercising is hard for me. So like running like always hurts my back.
Not for you. Yeah.
But like what cardio do I do then? And I really don't like rowing. I think rowing is evil. And so I discovered this amazing thing called the VersaClimber, which is like basically you're moving your hands like this and your legs are also moving.
Have you been to Rise Nation in LA? Where they have...
I have been to a Rise Nation because I very much love like this workout. It destroys you and it like you do the cardio, but there's no impact.
Hurt your back? It hurts my back
like perfect.
So much. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Fascinating. See, I would have guessed for you that you should go old school, bring the elliptical back into fashion. It's a solid machine. It's low impact. But
true.
this
This is the full body. This ain't just your legs. This is the full thing.
That's true.
And I'm also like very obsessed with Bob Iger, who was CEO of Disney, and he always talks about his VersaClimber. So I'm like into the VersaClimber, but it cost way too much money.
How much are you talking?
It's like $3,500.
It'll come down. Just give it a few.
And it's not like a cool brand. So that's my number one.
Okay.
Number two.
So wait, not Peloton though, because Peloton can be, I guess that's not always good for if you have a lower back issue.
I have to be careful. I had the chance to work with Peloton early on and help them with some of their content strategy. Shocker. And I love a good Peloton, but I am not a huge spinner.
That's okay.
I think it's because I want to get my arms involved. You got to get your arms involved, you know?
You need them. You're important.
That's what your 5-minute mini weight interlude is for.
Right.
That's true. That's true.
They have good content on their platform. Like they have a great variety of classes on their actual subscription. I will hand that to them.
Peloton, they crush it. Yeah, no, all their I mean, I don't want to lay any claim to it, but they did a great job and built they did a lot of things right. Maybe one thing wrong.
Just one.
But it was a big one, but they did. Unfortunately, it was the big one, but yeah. But they did a lot of other things really right. I agree. I really want to buy new workout underwear.
Oh.
Okay. Do we have a brand in mind, or are we just like
So here's the problem. I use my old underwear for my workout underwear.
Okay. Interesting.
That seems
hard
baggy.
to buy old underwear. So I keep wanting to switch to new cool underwear, but I am not ready to pull the trigger.
I'm curious. What's the mindset?
Underwear are also very expensive.
They're really expensive.
I
Especially
mean,
men's athletic underwear, like Lululemon
Under
underwear,
Armour,
like $36, I think.
Yeah, so that's on my list. More massages is always on my 100 list. Like for real.
Are you like you want them to come to you, or you want to go to them? Do you need an experience? Like an atmosphere, or are you just like about?
When you say experience, you mean like I need it to be someone French? Yeah,
You need a French masseuse specifically.
I think them visiting me sounds good. We did that a lot in New York, but like when life gets hectic, it's like super weird. So it's fine if you're like alone, right?
Right.
Like, but now I have to go somewhere else. I actually yesterday went to a new place here in Austin called Austin Deep. Which is a weird name, but very on brand
must
for
be hard
Austin.
for their website, but okay.
And they do deep tissue massage. Yeah, I don't know why I said it 3 times, but I'm confused. It was amazing, and I want to go back, but again, expensive. And why don't we just use all of our money to invest in our wellness? And the answer is we also have to like buy food to sustain yourself, you know, and you have to get a couch for the outside because that's what that's
couches.
The rules.
They eat up a lot in the budget.
And outdoor furniture is very expensive.
Yeah, that is a scam for sure.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
That's outdoor furniture. Yeah, any furniture can be outdoors if you just put it outdoors. No,
the price point. It's not. I agree. The material, sure, but the intense price surge on outdoor furniture
doesn't make sense.
You know why then?
Because of all the plastic.
Because outdoors is where everyone wants to be now. It turns out that prices are led by demand.
Damn it, that's how it works.
No, it's. I think it's supply chain stuff actually. But my wife worked in the industry, and she talks a lot about outdoor stuff. She runs a rug company, which cool. I stan. LumiHome.com. Check it out.
Oh, we will. We are rug people. What is it?
Yeah, we are.
It's called LumiHome.com, LOOMY.
Oh, cool.
And it is worth checking out. They're all sustainable, loom to room rugs. She's amazing. Awesome. And they have all kinds of like outdoor rugs too, which is great.
Awesome.
Hell yeah. Added to my haunted part. Sounds amazing.
An outdoor rug, you feel like that's a really elevated experience. Yeah. Yes.
It's no outdoor shower. That's true success.
Yeah. It's true.
But the outdoor rug is a big step in that direction.
Yes. It is. You're on your way.
What if you had a shower above the rug? That wouldn't even make sense, but that's
or a rug just outside of the shower. So when you step out, you can wipe off your little feet.
And it's so soft. And it never gets dirty.
So what about an outdoor sauna? Is that on your haunted cart? Because I feel like in order to live in Austin, you need to either have an outdoor sauna or you need to have
an
like
ice plunge.
Yeah,
Yes.
an ice plunge.
It is on my list, but it's like, who has the time for this stuff?
Yeah, you have to
If I'm going to
organize.
buy a thing, I need to do it regularly. I
Yeah.
promise, internet world, if I get a VersaClimber, I will use it regularly. If you get me an ice bath, I will maybe use it twice in June, once in July, and then never open it again.
That is how most people in LA interact with their pools, despite what you
That's
might
true.
think.
I get it. Well, there's so much fun things to do in LA.
But
Some of the other fun pools to go to.
yeah, exactly.
So many better pools.
I grew up in Miami, and which is a small town in the southeastern United States. And in Miami, a couple years, my family and I were living in a building, but right on the water, basically, and right near the ocean. Like we would just walk out and basically be at the ocean. And we never went to the ocean.
No. You just hang out by the
works.
pool.
Yeah.
Our
This is
carts are now
wonderful.
haunted thoroughly by
Yes.
yours.
Perfect.
It's like a secondhand haunting.
We appreciate
love it,
that.
too.
How can people sign up for Ness, and when is everything
yeah.
launching so that they can get in on it?
Nestwell.com, and it's like wellness but flipped. Wellness.com. Check it out.
Cool.
Yeah, you can go sign up there off of the wait list to start hearing from us, and then stay tuned. We should have a new card page for you to sign up for in the next couple weeks with more information about the card, which is exciting.
Cool.
And then people will, the public will have it in their hands by the end of the year.
Hell yeah. I can't wait to
Awesome.
get mine.
Cool.
Can't wait.
Thank you. This was
Thanks so
fun.
much, Derek. This
Thanks,
was
Derek.
so fun.
Good For You is produced by yours truly, Wallace Miller Blanchard. Our theme song is by Parallel Dance Ensemble, and our wonderful editing is done by Softer Sound Studio, who you can find more information about at the link in our show notes.